Okay, turn it on.
Danger, danger.
Are you ready?
I forgot to put in the crystals.
Who has a sonic screwdriver? I do.
Welcome to Nerd-O-Rama.
It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
On nerdcoreradio.com.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
What is Nerd-O-Rama all about?
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All systems have been alerted to your presence, sir.
Nerd-O-Rama.
Okay, turn it on.
Wow, we're doing it again.
We got it.
Awesome. Welcome to Nerd-O-Rama on nerdcoreradio.com. Also, Talkwad, because I'm being told to say that.
Talkwad.
Talkwad.
Copyright.
That's right. This
Pages.
is episode 5.
That's one more than 4.
That's one less than 6.
Genius.
My name is Adam. I am the host of the show, and I'd like to introduce my co-hosts. Once again, I have Josh,
Hey, guys.
and we have Seth.
Hello!
If people have been watching the past 2 episodes, that is not Ed. That is Seth.
I'm the other skinny guy.
Yes, he's the other skinny guy.
He's got height.
Yeah,
He can dunk.
indeed.
No,
So,
I can't.
how are you guys' weeks this week? What'd you do?
Oh, are we starting?
Talk.
Why don't we
Talk.
start on the... Oh,
This is
first.
Talk
Woof.
Radio.
Talkwad Corporation. No, yeah, great week. Oh God, there's a taste for later on, guys. Great week, I gotta say, great fun week. Actually went over to Orlando. Went to a bit of a little con they had out there. They do a wargaming con out there called Huracan. It was pretty neat. It was kind of weird to see.
As in like hurricane, or as in like
Yeah.
hurry, like hurricane.
I don't know.
Get out of here.
Their symbol is a little white hurricane, and at first you're just kind of like, okay, so it's an old hurricane, I guess. And you go there, and then you see all the gray hair, and you're like, yeah, it's an old con, I guess.
It's an old hurricane.
It's just weird to see like people still playing like Flames of War and like all the old like freaking like 5mm war gaming miniatures and things of that sort. But yeah, no, lots of fun, lots of D&D.
Awesome. What did you do there?
I played lots of D&D and looked at it and cried horribly as I drove up there. My GPS broke down and ran into Walmart in where I was
ran into
like-
Walmart.
I, like,
That's a
had
terrible
the car,
GPS.
and I was just like, yeah, dang. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to go there. But I realized the one thing I walked away with is never underestimate how stupid elderly people can be, even in gaming and even in nerdom.
Welcome to Florida.
Welcome to Florida, kids.
Welcome to old people.
But no, that wasn't even that wasn't like the thing I was just afraid of or anything like that. When I was in the
You're
Walmart,
afraid of
Yeah.
old people.
Oh no, I have some pretty bad fears, but yeah, no, I gotta say, I walked into that Walmart and I was like, okay, I gotta find a new GPS or at least a car charger for my phone so I could use the Google Maps navigation turn by turn.
Right.
Thing's amazing. But walked in there and I'm like, okay, and it's like ghetto lady, man with all tattoos, including a swastika on his forehead. Okay, that's cool. Walk. 3 girls with bleach blonde hair, black eyebrows, and in leather trench coats. Where the hell am I? Like, it's one of those odd weekends where you kind of feel like you're in the Twilight Zone, but you know you paid money to be there. So
Was it like
worse.
in Orlando, or was it like in the Kissimmee area, like
the
International Drive?
The GPS was obviously possessed by Satan. It was it waited until I was in Central Lakeland. So the
That's not Orlando.
No, not Orlando. I'm about an hour out of Orlando, and I'm just like, I guess I just freak out now. And it's just
That's worse than Apple Maps.
no, yes, no. It's not that bad. I didn't land an airplane in the middle of a highway, so I can walk away with that. But yeah, no.
Now we were talking before, and it kind of saddens me with the whole talk about technology. You got your new tablet here, your Google Nexus. You were talking about everyone at the con not using paper.
Oh, it's the saddest thing. Especially you look at like old school D&D and you have
Role
fun
playing
with
games
Role-
are pen and paper games.
tabletop games with pens and paper. Yeah, no, I went there and I was excited. Like, sat down. I actually have like a little like a binder opens up. Like all my characters are nice and organized. All my stat sheets, all my spells, things like that. And I'm like, okay, pulling out. My backpack. I think I bought like 2 packs of pencils, like new eraser. I'm like, yeah, there's gonna be some lead broken on paper, and I was excited about it. And I sat down. Like the DM's like, okay, you guys ready to run? And I'm like, well, no, people don't have dice out. They don't have anything. I'm like, oh no, we got apps for that.
Ugh.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, I've got a dice bag Crown Royal filled to the brim with new dice. I was excited even before I went out. I stopped at Emerald City Comics and Collectibles.
Where is that, by the way?
It's off of this place, McMullen Booth and Enterprise, and I think they have another location somewhere
On Seminole Boulevard.
Seminole Boulevard. Shameless self-promotion again. But no, yeah, stopped, got new dice, was excited, and when I sat down, it was just like, I had like 13 and 14-year-olds pulling out like new iPads, folding them up, and just going, oh, let me load my character sheet. Press. Oh, there it is. Yes. Oh, I take 3 damage. Click. I'm like, well, I guess this is the future. Like,
I've entered the future.
I was just waiting for Arnold Schwarzenegger to show up and just be like, I've come. And I'm like, oh, shit,
Oh,
Terminator.
there's John Connor. Oh, I have an app for that. You can just find him.
You can just find
I'm
him.
looking for. I can't do it.
John Connor. Where are you?
The chopper.
Chopper. No, it's just, yeah, he's, John Connor signed up through Facebook, so they just track his location whenever he posts. He's like, running from the Terminator at West Central Station. Well, sorry, dude.
I have found you.
This is much easier than finding them in the 80s.
No red vision required at all. Oh.
So you did that? You did that just for one day, or did you go for the weekend, or what?
I went for the weekend actually. I was really excited though. The thing that was selling to me, I think I said it a little bit last episode, between the technical difficulties and insanity that happened last weekend. But no,
the website that shall not be named.
We're just gonna leave that alone and move on from it. Have a better show today. But no, yeah, I was excited. I was going there for the D&D. I was going there to see what it was like. I'd never been to Huracan before, so it was one of those like, okay, it's not like a big named like convention. They weren't playing like War Machine or like another big like miniatures game. It was kind of like the old school like Napoleonic. Just like
the
like,
soldiers,
like the tall soldiers that they made out of the lead themselves, and like they're marching in, and they're like, "Okay, I rolled to shoot you with my musket."
People missing like fingers from the lead that they cast themselves.
Well, there was a guy who had like a metal bracer on his finger, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm carving some miniatures later today." I'm like, "You need a fucking like finger guard? Like that's intense.
That's hardcore."
Yeah, I was like, "That's amazing." But no, yeah, I was excited to go there. Went and played D&D. And the one
you went there and played DD.
Played DD. I played ADD. It was great. We were trying to get to ABC, but I just skipped right ahead to double Ds. They're my favorite.
Double Ds.
Yes. But no, yeah, I was excited to play the D&D. I was excited to see what it was. And the one thing that was selling me for the longest time, and I think I went on about this a little bit with you, Adam, was they do like this like a flea market, and they come in and they're like, here's this 4,000 point War Machine army, or 40K army, or like these old things that these old school kind of architects of gaming, I could say, these older guys that are playing these war games now, they kind of get into because their kids are excited for Infinity or like all these big name like here's Japanese pop and all those things, and they buy these armies, they hate them, and then they sell them. And the big thing with it is they're like almost known for it. I found out around the con circuit for nerds, and it's like that their flea market's amazing. They're like, yeah, it's on Saturday, come on out, blah 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 blah. I'm like, great. So I stopped on in, had my gaming night like I always do on Fridays at Emerald City, and was just excited to go there. Saturday, woke up at the crack of dawn.
Noon?
I wanted to say noon, but no, I was up at it was probably about 5:30, driving all the way over there, stopping at my McDonald's because I'm a big fat fatty, and they're doing Monopoly now, and getting free breakfast sandwiches is all I need in my life.
That's a sham.
1
in 4 wins. I had 4 things and I didn't win. What the fuck?
I got 3 things and won 2 medium fries, a free breakfast sandwich, and
you got your win.
I was just
you son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. I'm lucky. What do you?
Is that why you're eating checkers now?
Yes.
That's why he's eating checkers. He's eating it out of spite. But yeah, no, I was excited to go up there. I got up there. That was the most disappointing. Don't do it. The sonic screwdriver. That's a deadly weapon. But no, I went up there. I was excited to go there. First thing I go in, as soon as I check in, get my my little ticket that says, "Hi, my name is Josh." I found out they're like, "Yeah, man, that flea market was great." I go, "What do you mean it was great?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we did it last night at 6." I'm like, "Oh." I was just like, "Do you guys still have razor blades on sale? I'm just gonna slit my wrists now." Thanks. I walked in.
That was like the main reason you went there.
Yeah, it was one of the biggest reasons I went, because it's just like otherwise I was sitting there, and I still went up for Saturday, Sunday, stayed with friends over the night. And it was fun to go and fun to hang out, but it was really like me playing like 5 sessions of D&D back to back, and then like kind of seeing some other games played, and I'm like, that's neat. I didn't realize that Munchkin was such a big thing at cons, but okay.
So were you playing? Were you playing 4th edition, or were you doing Pathfinder, or
all Pathfinder? They actually did
so
it.
3.5, basically.
3.75, good sir. Thank you very much. I'm gonna stroke my
3.52,
chin
yes.
stash.
Numbers.
Yes, numbers and things. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. They did Pathfinder. They were doing a special. There's a guy Dominic, and I'm gonna say his name wrong every single time. I think it's Transpeci. Runs like all the cons for the
I have
Paizo
a
group.
lot of fun with that name.
I know. And he runs all of them. And the cool thing about Pathfinder versus like 4th edition, you go to a con, you're like, hey, here's my guy that I played in 4th edition. Herk, dirk, 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 dirk. You play as if you played at your local like Wednesday night gaming group or anything like that, or any of the local stuff. The one thing that Paizo as a company is doing for Pathfinder is they're going, okay, here's 20 mods or so, which are modules, anything like that if we're going to shorten it. And
Adventures.
Adventures, so that you can kill all the goblins. And you go there and you're excited because those 20 mods can only be played at cons. So if you're not registered to play them at the con, you can never play these mods ever. And the big thing with Pathfinder versus 4th edition is you can say you're level 6, enter class name here, can go and play a 4th edition mod 8, 9 times in a row, get all the experience, get all the gold, do all that. Pathfinder, they've actually done a thing where per person, because it's all reported online, they go, okay, Adam, you can only play Mask of the Living God one time in your lifetime. Not your characters, you as a person. So they're constantly releasing new adventures, new things, new little one-off 4-hour sessions and things you can play. And it's just a lot of fun to see. It was a lot of fun. They do that, and they do like a like if you meet certain achievements within these like con-only run mods, you can get different bonuses, boons, things like that. It's like, oh, you slayed the white dragon. Now you can play as a dragonborn race class or whatever. Because you've accomplished
Dragonborn
something.
race car.
Exactly. You just go, oh my goodness, it has 7 speeds. Oh God, yes. But that was my weekend. I had fun. I'm completely still hungover, I'd like to say, a little bit, and still very tired. I think in the last 3 days, I'm averaging about 5 hours of sleep in me and about 7 cans of Monster. So I was glad I could make it for the show. But yeah, if I fall over, just poke me with a stick.
That's one of these.
Yeah, just, oh God.
Give me that.
Well, yeah, that was me. So what do we got for you, Seth?
Yeah, what did you do? Did you go to any hurricanes?
I worked.
Oh yeah?
Oh, for money?
Yeah.
Or just the corner?
That's exciting.
Like 10 hours a day.
Yeah!
Amazon.
Woo!
Selling out for monies.
Well, my week was not very exciting either. So, no, Josh is the winner. He's gonna.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm happy I'm a D&D addict.
Yeah, my goal for the week was to go see Looper, and I didn't even do that.
And I don't blame you for that, though. I mean, if you,
I did see Dread again. I'm up to 4.
You're up to 4. I was gonna say that's a better use of your time at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sad to hear that I actually have people that don't like Dread, and I'm like, are you kidding me? They're like, oh, it wasn't very, Stallone did it best. I'm like, I hope you just fall off a cliff and die in the most inhumane possible. I don't. And you're just like, okay, but you look at it, and I think I did it again. I went and watched the old Dread and was just so excited to like kind of compare the two now that I have the fresh mental image.
Right.
And I went through it, and I was just like, I can't believe that he had all the plastic. Like, you could clearly tell that this was the future. This is his bulletproof, judge armor. He's going through.
Drudge armor.
Yeah, drudge. He's just drudging through civilians. And this is like his big thing. And it just looks so shiny and plasticky and just nasty. And I was like, I'm sad that that's the thing that's getting me right now versus the new Dread where it looks like it's like,
it looks like they made it for real.
Yeah, they're wearing like nice uniform pants, the belt all the way up to the belly. They're like, yes, we are the law, but we're not going to tell you 14 freaking times and beat you over it with a stick.
Yes, and I don't have my big shiny eagle shoulder pads that.
Oh goodness gracious!
Oh my God!
You could.
We could do an entire month worth of talking about Dread. I mean, we almost have.
We almost have. Yeah, we're up to 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
One without interruptions. This one for you playing at home.
That's
and
right.
One with we will just not name that. If you just want to not watch, there's episode 1, 2, 3, and this episode is 5 now?
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, those are the only episodes we've produced so far. So, just ignore the 4th one, kids.
Yeah.
4.
The 4th one is more like it's
a comedy.
Yeah, it was a parody of what Nerd-O-Rama really is.
It was a bad romantic comedy.
I'm going to get into the news and rumors now.
Here we are with the news, Nerd-O-Rama news.
Yeah, I have a roll in for it. I just don't know how to get there, so I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to trudge through it.
Trudging.
So,
we drudging?
Speaking of Looper, the writer-director wants to do an episode of Doctor Who. By the way, this is going to be our Doctor Who episode. I know people out there are listening going, when are they going to get to Doctor Who? They said that like 3 weeks ago, and we're doing it now, I promise.
If you hadn't noticed already, there's been mention of a sonic screwdriver. There happens to be a certain type of blue building on the front of the desk.
It's a magic phone box.
Our super special host of all time, Mr. Adam, is wearing a T-shirt that does depict a doctor on it.
That's right.
And no, not Dr. Green Thumb for you potheads watching. It's actually Doctor Who.
Damn it, I thought it was Dr. Phil.
Really, Dr. Phil?
That's Dr. Strangelove?
Dr. Strangelove. Still comparably one of the best movies. I'm sorry, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yes.
Anyway, what do we have for the news today?
By the way, yeah, like I said, the writer-director Ryan Johnson, from the guy who wrote and directed Looper, wants to do an episode of Doctor Who.
Has he mentioned, like, what's the story behind it, or?
Not at all.
So how's he going to top just what's already gone on? Like, is he just going to be like, okay, I know you like your angels and stuff, kids. But,
I don't know. Hopefully he's just going to direct it because Stephen Moffat has to write it because he's the best writer that the BBC has ever had.
Has ever graced that show or network.
Both of his shows, Doctor Who and Sherlock, are just both fantastic shows.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I started watching Sherlock. They released, I believe, the first season is already out on Netflix, and I'm just like, hello.
And I found out something cool about Sherlock. The guy who plays Sherlock, who has the best name on the planet, Benedict Cumberbatch, and it's his name.
I don't know if that's the best, but that does rank top 10 at least.
Benedict Cumberbatch will, after Skyfall, he's going to be the next Bond villain.
The next Bond villain?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like that's their thing over in Britain. They're just like, hey, can I get on Doctor Who or direct it? No. Bond.
What about James Bond? Yes.
Can I be 007? Can I be him? No. Can I try and kill him? No. All right, I'm going to dress as a woman and I'm going to try and sleep with him. No.
Can I be in the background?
I guess I'm just going on Top Gear then. I think that's their order of events at the time.
I'm going to drive this sensible car on Top Gear. Yeah. I tried holding your hand real quick.
Oh, it's a very special time on Nerd-O-Rama.
It's a special episode of Nerd-O-Rama.
We don't support Chick-fil-A here, although it is delicious and you should eat it. But
reverse their direction.
Yeah, they threw money at a problem and it got fixed.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go into that. We are not a political show. We are Nerd-O-Rama.
We're not a political show. Also, please leave in the chat comments who you're voting for. No, don't do that.
No, please don't.
Don't.
We will delete it quicker than you can say who
won. Continuing on with the Doctor Who themed rumors. I don't know if either of you used to watch the great British comedy Red Dwarf.
Yeah, I've seen like maybe 3 episodes of it.
I was a big Red Dwarf fan. Anyway, they're coming back with a new season. It's called Red Dwarf X, which is funny because they only had 8 seasons, so I don't know why they're just calling it X or 10. I don't know.
It's the executioning season. They're going to kill all the other seasons.
But everybody is so excited for it. The actors, the makers, the fans, everybody. I mean, they're coming back. It's the same writers, it's the same cast, and they look old and kind of overweight and pasty and stuff. But you know, it's Red Dwarf, and it's going to be fantastic. But they really want to do a crossover with Doctor Who.
Once again, really?
And I'm not sure.
I'm telling you, it's literally, that's the hierarchy in Britain right now. It's just like, well, our show's great, and we got lots of fans that are expecting it, but if we could just get on Doctor Who, that's it. I think that's the equivalent of us hitting like primetime TV one of these days, or hitting like our own radio channel on like an AM network. Just going, woo, we did it! And they're just like, did we get on Doctor Who this week? No? Dang it.
Well, next week.
Yeah.
Reapply quickly.
Oh, where was I? Oh yeah. Ghostbusters 3 news. New news on Ghostbusters 3.
That it's not a relaunch?
It is going to be a full-on reboot.
Oh, kill me now.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Because they're not all old and things. Are they getting a new cast? I haven't even looked on IMDb.
I don't know. I don't even know if it's true or not. That's the thing.
If it's just Bill Murray just being Bill Murray,
Bill Murray's out. He doesn't want to do anything. It has nothing to do with. That's the reason it's taken so long for them to even get a script, because he won't commit. He's just like, screw it. I don't even want this to happen. Yeah. Which I don't want it to happen.
It really shouldn't. I was happy enough
Stick with the comic books.
They canceled the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I was just happy about that. But yeah, exactly. And no more mutant.
You mean Ninja Turtles?
You mean middle-aged mutant?
Michael Bay changed the name to just Ninja Turtles because he said it was easier to say.
Oh yes, because there weren't mutants in it. There was all aliens.
No, they're aliens.
Ugh. Anyway, I don't know. I'm happy to hear Ghostbusters 3 because it's one of those things where I can just go, shut up and take my money.
I
Because
know.
it's Ghostbusters at the end of the day, and I'm even like in Zombieland. That's still one of my favorite scenes is them going to watch Ghostbusters for the first time. I'm like, that's sweet.
Yeah.
But I do kind of commend Bill Murray for going, no, this is like my masterpiece almost. Like, don't touch this. This is if you throw poo on this, I'll throw poo back. Like
it's like remaking Caddyshack. I mean, you
oh,
can't
you can't do it.
But
you get a new gopher though.
you guys watch Game of Thrones at all?
No. I definitely don't have
I really don't.
both
watch Game of Thrones,
seasons
so.
downloaded or bought or on DVD or play the card game or read all the books
I
or
think he's
have
lying.
So you know who this Clive Russell guy is?
a little bit.
Okay, he is going to play Tyr in Thor 2.
Yeah, and he's also the Blackfish, which kind of outweighs that. So I'm just gonna throw it out.
But
there.
he is another god of thunder.
I don't care if he's a god of thunder. That's awesome. Don't get me wrong, Thor's great. Once again, DC, not Marvel. But you look at it and you're just like, you're the Blackfish. You're from House Tully, which I'm just going to go on record is my favorite house. So that's where I'm at with that. I mean, I'm sure Thor 2 is going to be great, but it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, Thor 2. Then you think about it and you're like, it's going to compete against Iron Man 3. So no.
Speaking of Iron Man 3,
did I segue really?
you segued right into it.
I need to stop doing
That's
this.
pretty
crap.
awesome. They have confirmed that the Ten Rings terrorist group is coming back.
Dun, dun,
The people who
dun.
took him in the first one.
Bald guy.
Also the Ten Rings. The Ten Rings is a reference to Mandarin, who may or may not be played by Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3.
It's not like it's been announced or anything.
No.
No.
So that's pretty cool. And also on the Marvel front,
Dun, dun.
they're talking about if Avengers 2 does as good as Avengers or better, which it probably will. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you not with what you did with the first one?
Yeah.
Marvel is thinking of doing, and I cringe for this because I love the book so much, and I know they can't do a good live action for it, a Planet Hulk live action movie.
So it's going to be Planet Puke with some poo on top of it.
It's going to be John Carter with the Hulk.
Oh, delightful.
Which I like John Carter, but I don't.
It's gonna be a Hulk walking around just like, loincloth.
It was a really good story, but I really don't think they should do it a live action. They did an animated movie which was pretty terrible, but I don't want to see a live action one.
But you look at it too, and it's like at least you look at I mean, once again, we got to compare Marvel and DC here, and it's like yeah, you're commended for at least trying the live action things and investing your money that way, which is not really your money; it's Disney's money at this point. But I mean, you got to look at DC and like what they just released with that new Frank Miller. They did a great job on that.
Dark Knight Returns.
They knew exactly how to bring it to fans and like what fans wanted to see animated and see around. Like,
but what really sucks about that is Warner Brothers closed their animated movie studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're releasing Volume 2 of Dark Knight Returns, and that's it for them.
Really?
Yeah, I
Have
don't know. I don't
they said
know why
or
no.
nothing. So, have we ever found out more about the Stan Lee issue while we're on Marvel?
No, I have not. I haven't heard anything about that since it was mentioned last week. So
Oh
I don't
God,
even
it was
know
on It was on Yahoo News last Sunday, and I pulled the article back up, and it mentions nothing. It just says he canceled several big premieres and live action sequences he was going to be doing. I'm like, why? I want to know. Is he gonna die finally? Is like,
Yeah. Well, here at Nerd-O-Rama, our thoughts are with Stan Lee and perhaps his family.
yes, and also
That's what the problem is. The
if,
problem.
the problem that is
If
our
that's
issue.
if that's what your problem is, Stan Lee, then we're
Yeah.
behind you.
110%.
Whatever.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, and if he ever does watch this clip for whatever reason, we actually have I have a young guy I play D&D with. I think he's no more than 13 right now.
You have a young guy.
A young guy,
Oh.
a young ward.
Well.
It's actually funny.
Ooh, does he wear the Burt Ward shorts?
No, he just walks around and says, "I'm a ward." I go, "Neat," and I award him things.
Well, that's weird because I have a kid who walks around with a wolf pelt all over him, and he's like, "I'm a warg."
A warg.
Oh yes,
really?
that's a Lord of the Rings joke. Yes.
Womp womp womp. New Lord of the Rings stuff soon.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings,
Oh, God, the segues continue.
no, I have one last piece of news. It means nothing really. I just think it's really cool. Andy Serkis, the guy who plays Gollum,
Yeah.
that we all know, is actually also playing a Hobbit in the Hobbit movie.
He's just gonna dual role.
Why not?
Yeah,
That's
it. That's all I wanted to say.
No. I hope there's a scene in that movie where it's him as the Hobbit and him as Gollum, just like face to face, just breathing on each other, just like, "I hate you," so like that. And he's like, "I loves you." It's like you're like, wait a second,
You're hobbits, but you're not.
my Schmeagol or my Gollum today? I just can't figure it out.
So what were you saying about your little boyfriend?
Oh, my little
Your
my
little.
little
I didn't want to say
darling.
it like that.
No, he's a kid who's been playing my Sunday campaigns for D&D, and when we first mentioned we have a bunch of people who play and they're really big fans of Marvel. So when they got the Stan Lee news, they're like, "Oh my goodness! Like I wonder if they can do donations for like a cancer thing, or they were throwing ideas like maybe a heart problem, anything like that." He's like, "Oh, if it's a heart problem, well, he can just eat my heart if that'll solve it." I'm just like,
What?
I like that. Like we have a small child that is willing to Cthulhu it up for Stan Lee. Anytime we get him in there, I'm like, I really want to award you something like a mind flare to just eat your brain right now, but I just can't do it. Like, it was a nice little like moment I can just hold on to for a while and go, well, if I ever need a child's heart, I know who to ask to donate. Apparently. Anyway, what do we have here for today for the show? I know it's Doctor Who's.
Yeah, we're very much Doctor Who on this episode. I wanted to get a couple movie reviews in. I didn't watch anything. I watched one movie. I wanted to throw out. I was gonna watch Looper and give a Looper review because to me it looks pretty badass and I don't think Joseph Gordon-Levitt could do any wrong post Third Rock from the Sun, and but I did not get to do and I did not get to see Looper. I did in fact though watched this indie film with one of my avid movie buddies. We watched this movie called VHS.
Okay.
Oh my God. Boy, do I have a diatribe to say about this. And I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget any of it. Yes, it's going to look like I'm reading because I am reading.
Yeah, we have no tricks here. There's no smoke, no mirrors. It's literally, this is just a black cloth here in the background. This isn't green screen or anything, kids.
Pretty soon I'm just going to be able to CG my eyes so I'm looking straight at the camera, but I'm not going to do that now.
Just constantly.
VHS is an indie movie. It's also one of those POV movies that's so popular right now.
Are they still popular?
Yeah. Well, Paranormal Activity 4 is coming out this month.
There's 4 of them?
Yeah,
that's what I said. That's what we all said when we went to
realized the third one had came out.
We're like, there was a third one?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a second one?
If there was ever a bigger hole to throw money down, that's probably Paranormal Activity right now.
One of the funniest horror movies I've ever seen was the first movie.
No, I'm going to still go on record as Cabin in the Woods. Still pretty freaking hilarious.
Cabin in the Woods was supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, it was just a horror movie, and it was just so funny, because every time the demon would, like, appear, you'd turn on the hallway light, like you just got home from the bar.
God damn it.
Yeah.
The electricity bill.
Yeah. It was just horrible. But anyway.
What do we got here?
VHS is a POV horror film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a straightforward film. It's an anthology type film, kind of like, Creep Show. And that kind of stuff, Tales from the Crypt and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But the central story revolves around a group of stupid jackass like cam whores. I mean, they go around like smashing buildings with baseball bats.
Wait. So this is the lost episodes from the Jersey Shore. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, sweet.
The opening scene is them putting ski masks on, getting out of a car, and tackling this couple so they can pull like the male guy away and make the woman flash the camera. I mean, that was like the whole thing. And they get paid for doing this.
Hey, anytime you get an indie movie where you can get some young actress just to be like, I will expose my body if I can be in this movie, you're like, well, I guess we're just throwing in titties this movie.
What was funny was like every story had to have some form of nudity in it. I mean, like there was like no.
It's an indie film. What do you want?
But what was funny was they had these gigantic, bulky VHS cameras.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so it takes place in the 80s and the 90s, and we're watching these really old things, and in the beginning they're like, oh, this is a great video. We got to put this up on the net. I'm like, wait a minute. there are cameras that are like this big and they cost less than anything.
You gotta do
but
it
you
above
have
the
these
computer.
Gigantic, VHS, and you're converting them to the net. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
but
first
us hipsters.
Yeah.
They were doing VHS recording before it was cool, kids.
Yeah, but they after they do this video, they're like, well, one guy's like, I've got a job we can do. We'll get paid a whole lot of money if we break into this house and steal a VHS video. And they're like,
that's it?
Yeah, that was like, all right. So they break into this guy's house. They find the guy sitting in like this media room that has like 6 TVs on it, and he's dead in a chair. And
he didn't just like rotate around like the Matrix and just be like, welcome.
Vis-a-vis. He just keeps saying vis-a-vis and stuff. But no, they're like, and he's like a stack of videos. They're like, well, you need to stay in here and watch all these videos. And that's where the anthology starts. The guy's watching all these videos. And the first video is this group of really dumb frat boys. And like the one guy invests in a pair of hipster glasses that has a camera in them. And the guy looks just like Ben Folds. I swear it was Ben Folds, but I'm not sure. I don't know. But
did Morgan Freeman do the voiceover for it?
No, he did not.
Darn it, he's in everything now.
I know. Well, it's an indie film. He kind of skipped those.
You never know. He could always use the money.
Had nothing to do with penguins or God. Or lack of God, because that's what makes Morgan Freeman so awesome.
Right,
is his wormhole show.
So he gets hipster glasses, and he puts in the second movie. Is it like Beauty and the Beast from the vaults from Disney, and that's the movie that's worth all the money?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, you can't get this anymore.
He puts on the hipster glasses, and they go to a bar, and they try to like pick up women so they could like secretly videotape them like getting freaky and stuff. And,
yeah, bro.
Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah, pretty much. Girls Gone Wild, except with like hardcore pornography.
Yeah.
But they pick up 2 girls. One of them passes out in their hotel room. The other one, like starts getting freaky with all this, and she's got this like crazy look on her eyes, and she's like looking at the guy in the glasses, and she's like, "I like you." I'm like, "Oh, that's weird." And these other 2 guys like want to hook up with her, even though she's like creepy and like she's like snarling at all these people. She turns out being like this like succubus type creature, and like she like rips a guy's dick off and throws it in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's what I want to watch.
Yeah, and it's very gory. It's a very gory scene, and it doesn't make any sense. And it ends up like the guy falls down, runs out of the hotel room, he falls down the stairs, and he breaks his arm. The good thing about this movie.
Okay, I was waiting for it this entire time with bated breath.
The good thing about this movie, the practical gore effects were beautiful. They were perfect. When he broke his wrist, I mean, he had bone coming out.
You got to do it above your laptop, man. They can't even see it. There we go.
He had his watch. No, he had his bone coming out of his wrist, and it looked great. There's blood everywhere, and so that's how the first one ends. He ends
part one complete.
She grabs him and like flies him into the air and drops him. Or drops the glasses. I don't know. It's all POV. If you didn't like Cloverfield for the shaky camera, I love Cloverfield, by the way, but if you didn't like Cloverfield for the shaky camera, this is going to make you like physically ill.
I was in Cloverfield just for the giant Godzilla monster.
I thought it was a fantastic film. But anyway, I'm not going to go through all these stories because they're all
just horrifyingly bad.
The last 2 were actually pretty good.
Oh.
One took place in the woods. And these kids, I call them kids, they're like in their 20s. They go into the woods. That's right, I am an old man. They go into the woods, and like the one lady's like, "Oh, you're gonna die out there." Everyone has these VHS video cam recorders.
Yeah.
By the way, they all have these. Not ever all the kids in the thing, but all the stories do.
Oh yeah.
And
they all just like go answer their mail, and they're just holding the camera.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah.
Like, oh hey Jenkins, nice to see you. It's like, hey Petersburg, nice to see you too. Stay classy, like that, and you're just like, oh okay. If they're
I mean, there's at least stories with 2 people with cameras and like talking to each other with the cameras. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
What?
But
it's first person where you can't see any faces. It's just like flish.
One of the coolest stories is the one that takes place in the woods, and there's one girl there who's like, "You're all gonna die out here," and she like walks away. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird.
Hello, my name is Cindy Plot Device.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
And you find out that there's the maniac that lives out in the woods, and he killed this girl's friend, his friends.
Oh, Jason Voorhees. Yeah,
sort of. And she's like, I brought you all out here as bait, and he like just like fucks him up. But what's cool about this killer was you couldn't videotape him. Whenever he got close, the video would get all distorted where he was, and you never know what he looks like and stuff.
So it was Sasquatch.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, because you couldn't get a good picture.
No evidence proof of him.
But she like sets traps and stuff for this guy, and it doesn't work. Blah blah blah.
The cheese hanging down from a piece of.
No, she did not. She had fucking like just like traps, like jungle
Scooby-Doo traps.
Yeah, like she had a pit that he fell into, and he climbed right out afterwards, and like a bear trap, and like it just doesn't work.
Gun.
Please tell me that
is a great trap. You just shoot him, and if that doesn't stop him, you shoot him again.
I like that. That's the Seth Green answer from Austin Powers. Just grab the gun up from my bedroom.
We can shoot him together.
Shoot him together.
One of the greatest traps though was this like this. You guys know what a pallet is, right? The big wooden things.
No. I've never worked in a convenience store.
Well, she had this thing that was like a pallet. It had like spikes on it, like it like shot up, and like it shot up like into him, and he like had this whole thing, and he wasn't dead. I'm not dead. I'm just gonna kill you now. He
Magic.
didn't talk, but that's probably how he would probably sound.
It's like, hey, stranger. I just want a cup of
I'm
coffee.
going to change my suggestion to explosives.
Yes, but one of the coolest stories, the one I actually liked, it was the last story. These 4 guys were going to a Halloween party. It was Halloween.
Oh,
Obviously.
really?
Yeah. One, I even know what they were dressed like. One was dressed like a pirate. The other one was dressed like he had like a bear costume on, like ones that's just like the top of the head, and he had like
Bears are in right now.
Yeah,
Man. After Workaholics has the coat.
Yeah,
I want that for
it was
coat.
yeah, it was just like the Workaholics coat.
Stop waving that around. You're going to put someone's eye out.
Or kill somebody, or heal something.
Another guy was dressed as a soldier, which I thought was funny because he was like the biggest pussy of the whole group.
Oh.
And another guy was, I guess, dressed like the Unabomber. He had the hoodie and the glasses. But they go to this house. This is great. They go to this house. Nobody is in this house. I'm like, oh wow, they did it up like a haunted house. Everyone's hiding. When the new guys come in, you have to go through this house and figure out where the party is. I'm like, how fucking dumb is that? So they like go through this house and like things are happening. They look into a mirror and they see like people who aren't there and they're like, oh, that's cool. And lights are getting shut off and stuff. And this guy goes to the hallway and like, oh, hands came out. That's really great and all. And they go upstairs and they see this like ceremony going on. They're like
a wedding?
Like I'm gonna say like a billion times.
And
they have this woman. I'm guessing is a virgin. Tied up, and they're like shouting, "Rise, rise, rise!" I guess they wanted her to come out of the prison and become Batman.
Yeah, she was the next Black Lantern. Actually,
that's right. Oh, and I see you wanted to climb out of the prison.
You would think the virgin girl is your friend, but I was once a virgin.
I was raised a virgin.
I was raised a virgin in a pit with a young girl.
I was a virgin too once.
But they actually raised this. I guess it was a demon, or it was like a group of demons, or they're invisible and they're like pulling these people out into the ceiling and stuff.
They had to save money somehow. They had to make them invisible.
But what was really cool was this part had like the best CG when they were trying to get out of the house. It became like a haunted house. Like stuff was flying around everywhere, and it looked great because it was CG effects on this like 8mm video.
Yeah,
and it looked really good.
It was 1990s Microsoft Video Maker.
Yeah,
all those
the Windows Video Maker.
Yeah.
But that was really cool, and it's not worth watching.
No,
no.
I'm glad we spent time on it then. My only question at the end of this review for VHS is, why didn't you just go see Dread a 5th time? Like I'm just.
Well, I wanted to
see your time.
I saw the trailer for it, and I wanted to see this movie, and I noticed that it was on demand. So I'm like, I'll watch it on demand for free. My way of watching on demand for free, and
it's definitely not using a computer, and internet, or a tablet.
No, there's no such thing as Pirate Bay.
Of course not. Not piratebay.org, of course.
No. So I watched it, and my friend wanted to watch it, and so we're like, okay, I'll watch it. This will be great for the show. I watched the trailer. The trailer looked fantastic, of course.
Yeah.
All trailers look fantastic.
I don't know. No, there's one trailer that does not look fantastic. It's that what's that bird movie? The Bird Attacks or Aviation or it's the one. It's probably the worst indie movie I've ever seen.
Oh, Birdemic.
Birdemic. That's
by
the
the
one.
way, I have
like
my
a sci-fi movie.
By the way,
Exactly.
I have my tickets to see the Riff Tracks Birdemic live.
Why do you really want to do that?
Because I have the original Birdemic Riff Tracks, and it is funny as hell.
Adam, I'm just gonna stop right now. You already have diabetes. You don't need to scoop your eyes out too.
Riff Tracks, you know Riff Tracks.
I
Right?
know Riff Tracks. Yeah.
Well, it's the greatest thing that ever existed.
It's gonna be bad.
I've seen it. It's great.
Ugh.
I laughed my ass off. Anyway, I went to Manos last month. That was great too.
Manos.
But the main reason I wanted to see it was because I was like, oh, all right, another shitty point of view movie. Won all these awards at like Sundance and all these things. I'm like, all right, I'll see it, and it's not worth a watch.
No.
Even for the last 2 stories, there was one that didn't make sense. This girl had like her laptop and she was video conferencing with her boyfriend and like
You're Skyping it up.
Yeah,
She
and
did not forward
when
that email,
it was her with her webcam and her 8mm camera, and him with his webcam and his camera. And they're just like, "Hey, babe, what's going on today?"
Yeah, and that one was kind of dumb. It ended up being like you don't know what it ended up being like.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, so
it's one of those chain emails.
Yeah,
she didn't send it to 40 people. She sent it to 37. So they came out of the mirrors and just killed her.
She sent it to the 37 person, checked her friends list, was like, "I'm out of friends. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
But it ended up not being like supernatural. It ended up being like her boyfriend was harvesting her organs for something, and
that is love.
He had to build the perfect girlfriend. He had like
Yeah.
7 other girlfriends. She had the best legs, thighs, and a heart. The other ones were all heartless whores.
But she was going crazy. Like she had
Great
she had this bite on her
One
arm.
had a good tit, one had a small tit. He wanted to mix it up. She got a double D and just an A cup.
It's like that
Put
movie
some on the back.
It's like that movie May.
Yeah, May,
Yeah.
exactly. No, it's
Oh.
just one of them has like a good set of front teeth.
Yeah.
The other one has good veneers. She's like, well, you almost got it.
So that's VHS in a nutshell.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
That was
I
a
like
really
it.
big nutshell.
It was a huge nutshell. I had so much to say about that movie. It's not funny.
I'm telling you, we need to make a segment, and I'm just gonna put it out here, and we can have people either put it up on the chat. Do we even have the chat open right now?
No.
We probably need to get that open if we actually have people watching the show for once. But
I'll
no,
open
we,
the social screen.
we should probably get a segment going. I know you personally.
Oh,
Adam.
Dennis knows what happened to Stan Lee.
Oh, he does have. What do we got? Hold on. Breaking news.
Thank you, Dennis. Sorry, we didn't have the chat open. Stan Lee got a pacemaker.
Get a pacemaker. Okay.
So
it's not the end of the world.
So he's been healing. I guess that's what it's all about.
You know, he's just sitting there putting on his Spider-Man mask and wearing his Wolverine gauntlets, just like I will regenerate from this. No, I'm saying we should see if fans would like it. But I know personally, I follow Adam on Facebook, and you guys should follow Nerd-O-Rama on Facebook. Shameless self-promotion again. But no, you actually
and on Twitter now.
And on Twitter now, yeah, we're Nerd_O-Rama. You can follow us on Twitter. We're gonna make it. What are we working on? We're working on like weekly updates and like previews for the show. What we're gonna talk about. I know we've talked about kind of like an after the show kind of thing for Adam to kind of do, like, final thoughts.
I'm gonna start doing a video like afterthoughts or stuff I didn't get to say on the show. I'm gonna start doing that from home.
Pretty nice.
It's gonna be candid. It's gonna be special.
It's gonna be Adam shirtless, big old can of whipped cream.
That's right.
I'm guessing that this week's gonna be all the Doctor Who stuff.
We're gonna
talk about.
I'm gonna be shaving myself with sentient razors. It's gonna be wonderful. Not
Says, "I love
sentient
you in the
razors.
chest hair."
Why are the razors letting off steam?
Because he's so hot.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously, it's Cold Steel and Hot Adam. But no, I'm saying
I am gonna make that movie now.
Cold Steam and Hot Adam.
Usually
It's just like you with a gun, just like let's go.
It's a
Cold Steam.
It's a
follow
buddy.
me.
It's a buddy cop film.
Exactly. Just cover me, hot Adam. I got you, bro. But no, I notice a lot, and I get this a lot on Facebook, on a lot of my news chat. Like when we did Dread, you did like a big, huge review and write up a Dread. I know a friend of mine, she was very impressed by it, and she actually looked it up, and we found it eventually. Which you had mentioned you had done like writing work on what was it, the Jeepers Creepers 2?
Yes, Jeepers Creepers 2 and Dominion.
Yeah, so it's like you are the movie buff among the friends I have now, and it's kind of like it's always fun. I will say that that was one thing. I think I got home the night we saw it at midnight for Dread, and it was like 2:30, like right at the dot, and it was this like 15 paragraph like professionally done essay. Like FCAT writes would just sit there and go, "Oh my goodness, why did we not give this guy more money?" But I mean, I read it, I liked it, I liked the review, and I liked the ability to read that quickly. But I mean, I know you do that a lot, and even with this VHS movie, I mean, why don't we make that a regular thing from now on? Folks, vote at home.
I'm trying to, yeah. When I get really passionate about something, about a movie, I want to write a review of it right at home or right when I see it. Sadly, the last one I did before Dread was for Dark Shadows.
Oh,
so
the movie that should have never been remade from a show.
Well, the movie that just put the final nail in the coffin for Tim Burton for me.
That's kind of like a double thing there too. It's a nail in the coffin for a vampire movie. And
yeah,
leaves that in the air, and we all just feel bad about ourselves for about a minute.
If you want to if you want to know my thoughts on Dark Shadows, go to my Facebook. It is listed in my notes. It is about as long as the Dread one. So
oh yeah.
So yeah.
Movies we rate good stuff and crap, and by we I mean he, and by he I mean read his shit.
All right, and I'm gonna skip the comics. Well, I'm gonna check out one comic today.
Whoa.
The there was a massive amount of comics released this week.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really that great.
No,
Batman Incorporated 0 came out.
Yeah, I read Talon.
Did you read Talon?
I did read Talon.
Tell me about Talon.
He's pretty decent actually. Like as far as new heroes are concerned, I wasn't blown away by his story or anything like that. I do like the comparison within the book. He makes a comparison.
By the way,
to
Talon is based off of the Court of Owls. The
little side story they did.
The first Batman crossover arc.
Oh yes,
about Bruce Wayne's brother.
Oh yes, his brother, if you can call him that, and a bunch of people who like to be birds.
Yeah, people who want to kill Batman. That's basically what it was.
It really is. It's just, no, not even. It's just like it's pretty sad because you get like the Injustice Society in DC, and you get other things like that, or the Injustice League, and you look at it, and these are all people who are like Superman, Batman. They just get around and just bitch all week long about how much they hate these heroes.
And the Court of Owls are just like, no, we're gonna kill Batman.
Yeah, they're literally just like oh, these guys like Lex Luthor, and I'm gonna say it for a buddy of mine, Jason Luthor,
Mr.
Luthor, all the money. Luthor has more money. But no, you have all these villains that are just sitting there plotting to kill Superman, plotting to kill Batman, all things like that. And Court of Owls is just like, we have a list of like the top, top 50 people in Gotham who keep the city running.
Yeah,
we're gonna kill all 49 of them, and Bruce Wayne's on the list. Oh, our mistake. So Bruce Wayne and Batman are now on the list, and just like, you morons.
We're gonna kill him twice.
We're gonna kill him twice. We're gonna kill him, revive him, which they do, and kill him again. Actually, that's like their technology. Like that's the one thing I do find the funniest thing about them is DC just got through that whole Blackest Night thing and was like, yeah, resurrect, come alive, do these things, and now they're like, oh, this Court of Owls has been doing it since like the 1920s. What do we have here in the chat?
Yeah, we're getting complaints that we haven't gotten into Doctor Who yet, but we are hopefully, if we're allowed to, go a little longer tonight. So
like 12:30 or so.
Yeah,
so sticking for the long haul, kids.
Yeah. So I just wanted to mention the one comic is on the Doctor Who front is the trade paperback for the Star Trek Next Generation Doctor Who crossover. Assimilation Squared. It sounds funny, but it was actually really good.
This is where we pause and remind the audience. We're up to 5 Doctor Who crossovers that were in on this episode already.
That's right. So we are Doctor Whoing it up tonight, and I can't speak. I can't speak.
We're Doctor Whoing it with Dr. Seuss.
But what was cool about the comic book was the TARDIS appears on the holodeck of the Enterprise.
Does it appear right on top of a red shirt?
No.
Just make it for me. No. Well, he's dead.
But it turns out that the Cybermen are taking over the Borg.
Really?
And the Borg are letting them.
So they're letting them. Okay, I was like, a Borg kick Cybermen's ass.
They're like making like a Borg Cyberman hybrid type thing, and it's just a really cool story. Issue 3 was pretty awesome. I keep saying
derp.
The
video.
There's anyway.
It's your slow computer. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Oh. I think it's the Wi-Fi in the building.
Yeah, there you go. Fix it with a screwdriver.
We're trying.
Issue 3 was cool because they're like, well, we've heard of this doctor before. Let's look in the past and see what we can find. And it goes back to they do the old. The art in the book is great. It's all painted art. It looks like all the characters and stuff. It's really cool. But when they go back in time, it's the Star Trek animated series, kind of art, and it's original Kirk and it's the original Enterprise, and it's also the Tom Baker Doctor, and they're like, oh, this is cool. So that was really neat. The trade paperback came out. It's by IDW Comics. It's really well written. It's really well done. Guinan is really cool in the story. You know, the Whoopi Goldberg character. You kind of think she knows everything about the Doctor, but she won't like talk about him that well. And it almost makes you think that she's like a Time Lord as well, but you don't really want to know. I mean, she's like really mysterious in the show anyway.
Have they ever done that? Just done one of their crossovers and just been like, yep, the main host from Top Gear, he's a Time Lord.
Yeah.
Welcome, Doctor Who fans. We're sorry.
All right. So let's get into the meat of things. Let's get into what people are tuning in for.
A person has at least tuned in.
That's right. That's the noise. We are going to start our Doctor Who discussion right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
The first thing I want to say is I wanted to give the Last Companions a pond farewell. Yes, I punned that one out.
I'm gonna bring like a small drum and a cymbal and just be like,
yes,
every single time.
We can probably get the sound effect.
We probably could. And I'll just play it on my phone and be like.
Amy Pond and her husband do not exist anymore in the Doctor Who universe.
They're still alive.
They are living themselves to death.
Living themselves to death. I love that phrase.
Yeah, I am not going to go into that more.
Oh, come on. We have people tuning in for Doctor Who, and we're not going to throw spoilers out there, too?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Okay, they were sent into a
An
time.
F-bomb
They were
was
sent into a. They were sent into a time period where the Doctor cannot get to by the Weeping Angels, so they have to live. They have to live until they die without anyone else. So there you go.
Yeah.
They've seen their own tombstone, and as we find out in this episode, if you see something that your future holds, it cannot be changed.
Oh yes.
So they saw their deaths. They're dead. Get over it.
And that's our mid-season finale.
Yeah.
Okay, and so
At
past
least they
Doctor
have
Who
each
now.
other.
Look, there's the Doctor Who. That's we've waited for 3 weeks. We just wanted to tell you what happened to them, and now we're gonna read more movie reviews. Maybe some comics, some Borderlands 2. No, I'm kidding.
the cool thing about at the end of the episode, River Song, his wife, daughter of Amy and Rory. That's right. It's a time travel show. It can happen.
Wait a second, your
Wibbly
mother
wobbly.
is. Wait a minute. You're a time. Oh my balls.
She's actually concerned about the Doctor, knowing that he's. Have you guys been watching the Matt Smith stuff? I know you have. You've just started.
still on Tenet.
I don't know. You're starting the end of Tenet.
What's all the stuff that he's like? Yeah,
Matt Smith's
like
character
he hates like endings and things like that.
Yeah, that was in the book where he hates endings because he's pretty much immortal. He's timeless.
Yeah.
He watches the mortals die,
and
he doesn't like that. But River and Amy and Rory have noticed that the Doctor is cracking. He's on his second to last regeneration.
Yeah.
He's been going for who knows how long, and his brain is not all there. He's getting violent. He's getting silly. He's forgetting things.
So what are we gonna do when the last Doctor's Clint Eastwood? Are we just gonna rage or just be so happy about
his
that?
companion will be a chair.
Just wheels.
But what was cool about the end of the episode? River is like, you cannot be alone anymore. And he's like, "Well, you come with me." And she's like, "I can't. I will do it as much. I will do it as much as I can, but I can't be with you all the time."
He can't be alone anymore. Didn't they establish that like way back with Donna?
Yeah,
that he needs someone there to pull him back so he doesn't go over the edge.
Right. Yeah, but he's gone over the edge a lot with Amy and Rory.
Yeah.
Which is what makes Matt Smith's character really cool. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he's not as good as David Tennant," which I'm the same way. David Tennant is awesome. David Tennant is like the best. I can't wait for his new show coming out. But Matt Smith has a place in my heart in the Dr. Echelon. These new episodes, starting with Eccleston and going on to Smith, they're written for these actors. I mean, you cannot put a Matt Smith in a Christopher Eccleston episode and it'll work. It just doesn't. Stephen Moffat really knows what he's doing with these characters and really knows how to bring out these actors and how to make the most manliest men cry like babies and be scared of statues, be scared of gas masks, and be scared of the dark.
I'm really gonna say though, it's one of the things too is you.
Are you my mummy?
Are you my mummy? just constantly though you see all the pop culture references and like just even games like game adaptations. You look at a Weeping Angel, you look at Slenderman that people are going crazy about, and it's the same freaking thing. And you're just like, Weeping Angels did it first, and they do it better. They send you an alternate dimension. Slenderman just kills you like a lazy ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that. That's the whole dope and blank.
Yeah, and of course I can't stay away from a quick Borderlands 2 reference. Claptrap did say Alonzi.
Oh, he did go. He goes through Alonzi, yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to say that. So you haven't gotten into the Matt Smith stuff.
No.
You don't like his face.
It's kind of just weird.
It is.
It's the long face. It's the long.
Yeah,
it's like long. He kind of looks like if you put a picture of the moon, like a crescent moon, and just kind of like right there, his chin, if it just went out a little bit
so
more.
he looks like the late '80s, early '90s McDonald's mascot, is what you're saying?
Kind
the
of,
moon
yeah.
guy that played the piano.
Yeah, the moon guy.
Yeah.
Only not the entire crater face.
Right.
So he's more like a crescent face.
Yes.
Yeah.
So out of the two, who is your favorite Doctor?
Which two?
The two you've seen.
Oh, Eccleston or...
Yeah, Eccleston or Tennant.
Tennant?
Okay.
Eccleston just wasn't around long enough. I mean, he was wonderful, but
did you have the same thing when Eccleston ended to be like, well, he was awesome, no one can replace him, and then when Tennant just like showed up, he's like, holy hell, this guy is awesome, because that's how I was.
They need to have that though.
Wasn't
You
so
can't,
much that.
You can't have every single doctor just be the best freaking doctor and just one up than the last one. You need to have that kind of like grace period where it's just one mediocre to good doctor, and then the next season you're just like, holy god.
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying that I hate
this is
Matt
perfection
Smith and all that.
Yes. People are also turned off by Matt Smith's Cro-Magnon forehead. Thank you.
See, there we go.
But
we're not alone.
What he was saying about how you need that break-in period, that's why I'm not like completely writing off, oh, I hate Matt Smith, because I haven't gotten to him yet in the introductory episodes of the Matt Smith Doctor.
In fact, the first Matt Smith episode is probably my favorite Matt Smith episode because he is silly. He's a lot sillier than all the others. I mean, he's like ridiculous. There's this whole thing where he's going through different foods and he's like, I hate this. I don't like this. I love bacon. I hate bacon. And it's really funny. But there's a scene at the very end where he's fighting the big thing that happens.
Spoilers.
Yeah, and I was watching it because I was trying to work on this retrospective video for the Pawns, and I didn't get it finished because my computer sucks. It's worse than this one. Yeah,
it's worse than this laptop.
And he makes this projection in front of this creature, and he's like, why are you attacking this world? Is it a threat? And the thing's like looking at the projection of all the things. He's like, no, and he's like, well, is this world protected? And it shows like different battles of all the doctors and stuff that's happening, and it's flashing through all the doctors, and it gets to Tennant, and then Matt Smith just walks through the projection, and he's like, "Hello, I'm the Doctor," and he's like, "Fuck, I'm leaving."
Nah, I'm out.
Just gone.
It's been fun.
It was really cool. It was a really cool sequence, and it played the cool Doctor action music, which I can't get enough of. But yeah, I still have to say Tenet is my absolute favorite.
Yeah. What's your thing that draws you to Tenet versus everyone else?
I don't know.
For voice and
it's the fact that BBC put like pheromones in every episode. And you're just like, oh yes.
For once, I have to say this, and I'm not ashamed of saying it. Tenet is a beautiful man.
He is very beautiful.
Man. He's a very handsome man.
It's the voice and the way he talks, and it's just.
And he wears Converse.
That too.
But yeah, when you hear him say wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, I mean it's great.
It's complicated.
I believe we're looking at 30, right?
Yes, about 12:30.
About the.
We're typing
30
people
of 12. Continue, guys. I'm sorry. I'm between the two of you. I'm the noob of Doctor Who. I have to read like small things.
I do believe that scene would have been better with David Tennant, but it really shows Matt Smith can be intimidating.
Hi.
But my other Matt Smith episode is called "A Good Doctor Goes to War." It's at the end of season 5, and he really reaches his breaking point. He wants to kill, and it's just something that you don't really see in the Doctor.
He tries not to kill.
It's all fun things though. But I mean, like, what in your opinion? I mean, Doctor Who's been like the longest running sci-fi show ever. I mean, I'm not head over heels for it. I've seen a few episodes. I like it and all that. But with that, like, what is it that's drawing you guys so much? I mean, we have a Doctor Who episode. This is an entire episode of Nerd-O-Rama dedicated to Doctor Who. What's the biggest thing? Is it the fact that it's the best sci-fi show that's ever been produced, or is it the fact that it's like the only one of its kind that's out there on the market?
It's a sci-fi show, but it also tears your heart out, makes you laugh like crazy, and makes you believe that this act is actually could happen.
Okay, so it's the realistic aspect to it.
Well, it's just written so well. Stephen Moffat knows how to write. He knows how to write each character. He knows how to write what's getting to you. He knows how to make you feel.
Okay, so it's like the writing team to make you like really care about the characters.
Right. It's like they took Battlestar Galactica and like threw it out the window and said we can make something good. Yeah. I'm not saying Battlestar Galactica is bad. I'm just saying that
we can make something a little less dramatic.
Yeah,
more funny.
We lost all 4 of our viewers. It's like we love Battlestar Galactica. Cylon.
The best way to explain Doctor Who is the best way is how he explains himself. He's a madman with a box.
Yeah. Time traveling box.
He travels through time. He travels through space. He solves what's cool is he solves these really heinous just scenarios without violence.
Yeah.
He never resorts to violence. He tries, even the creatures that are trying to destroy everything.
The Daleks.
He wants to, well, not the Daleks. The Daleks.
Daleks.
Don't want to get into the Daleks because I could go on for another half an hour.
What do you mean they have a cannon in their face?
They have a cannon in their face.
An eye stalk.
And they have a plunger and a whisk. And up until
sometimes you just want eggs.
Yeah.
You really need those eggs.
Up until the late 70s, they couldn't climb stairs. But now they can levitate and stuff. So
now
elevate.
They're
they don't levitate,
freaking
they
magic.
elevate.
Yes.
Oh goodness. So that's what it is. It's the writing. It's the caring about actual Doctor Who.
Even the role playing game. There's a Doctor Who role playing game, and it all revolves around non-violence.
Really?
Yeah. It's really kind of cool. It's
no. Is it non-violence actually like okay, you're shooting at me, I'm going to try to drop this thing and run away, or is it non-violence in the sense of like Star Trek where you're looking around and it's like I'm going to diplomacy you in the face. Yes.
No,
fear my diplomacy. It is so
always
high.
Tries to not use violence at first.
Right.
He always tries to avoid it. He tries to get you to see reason.
Right. But if you can't, then you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you piss him off, you're extra dead.
Yeah.
So what would you say then for people that watch the show, maybe, and that's the thing too, is we might have people watching the show that aren't necessarily Doctor Who fans, even though we're doing a Doctor Who episode. What would you say to them as far as like, what would be the thing that you could think would get them into Doctor Who?
Watching an episode.
Well, no. See, I'm up to I want to say like 8-9 episodes or so of myself, and I'm like it's a good show. Don't get me wrong, but it's not something I'm like tuning in every single week. I need to download on torrents.
I don't know. I watched the first season when it came on Sci-Fi all those years ago, and I'm like, all right, it's Doctor Who. It's coming back. I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm like, I am just like bowled into this. I can't stop watching it. And
addicted.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know what it is. It was the first introduction with Eccleston and Billy Piper with the Killer Christmas, or no, it wasn't the Killer Christmas trees. It was the Killer Mannequins. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. I gotta watch more. And that was it. And then once Tenet came on, I'm like, this is even so much better. What's happening?
Girl in the Fireplace.
Yes,
which was another good one.
Girl in the Fireplace is one of my absolute favorites. That whole season is my absolute favorite. With the Girl in the Fireplace, the Satan Pit. I think the Satan Pit's my favorite because he outwits Satan.
Just hangs
he
out
outwits the fucking devil.
So apparently he's just Starman. He just walks around.
He makes him choose to go into a black hole. I mean, it's great. But the great thing about I'm still going back on Tenet, man. Tenet. The great thing about Tenet is he can make you laugh and he can make you cry and he can make you scared all at the same time.
Yeah.
But he's the Doctor. He's like Eccleston has been referred to as the father figure.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Smith is like the child.
Mm-hmm.
And
the actors have gotten progressively younger.
Right.
Yeah. With the regeneration on
such
things.
The next Doctor is going to be a sperm. The sonic screwdriver.
A sperm with a sonic screwdriver just fighting eggs.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's a stone egg, and he's like, "Oh God, I don't have eyes to blink. What do I do?"
So Seth, you're on season 4. You're on Donna.
Yes.
Who has been your favorite companion so far?
Well, like the official female companions, Martha, Donna, Rose.
Rose, yeah.
Or like any companion, because
if
you know who I'm gonna choose.
If you can go, well,
Captain
Jack is not a companion.
He can be considered one.
Oh.
He did travel with Eccleston, Era, and Rose.
How many episodes was he in again?
He's in he's in a few,
like 6 or so. Yeah, he's like a small.
He's in the major finales of season 1 and 3.
Yeah, he has his own vortex manipulator, so he doesn't need the TARDIS.
Just broken.
Yeah.
He has problems.
Can't have him just bopping in and out.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Where do you think the show is going to go then? Like, I mean, so I'm hearing like what you guys like about it. I'm like, what are you expecting out of the show? Like, are you expecting just like what's going to make a Doctor Who fan, just feel complete? Like, I have that a lot with just other shows where it's like you reach the final episode, you're at, you're after 300 episodes or however many episodes that show reaches, and you're just kind of you see the ending and you're like, well, that's a thing. I've watched everything. I love the journey. I get to the end and I get Mass Effect 3. So
exactly.
So like, what's it gonna exactly right? So like, what's it gonna take? What are Doctor Who fans looking forward to?
I
in your wildest dreams.
I want the Doctor to finally be happy in his journey. He is not a happy man. He is a sad, lonely man.
Yeah.
He covers it up with whimsy, and his maniacal acting, but he is not a happy person. I want him to find a happy ending.
Yeah, you want him to end forever after all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Even if it means he finally gets to die.
Yeah.
Because that I mean,
Is he like
just
mentioning that
can't.
more and more recently? He's just like, I just want to die.
No, he's not like that at
He just
all.
looks at a barrel of a gun. He's like, this will only get one regeneration out of me, but I'll try.
He's like Riggs in Lethal Weapon.
Exactly.
It's like, ah.
So okay, so Seth, then what are you looking forward to, buddy? Like, what's going to be the Doctor Who palooza for you?
I know what Seth wants. He wants him to hook up with Captain Jack Harkis.
Just little bit of Captain on Doctor action.
Maybe.
Yeah, he has a major hard on for
who's
John
the one
Barrowman.
who has the port for that, and who's the one who's the sailor? I mean, he is a captain, but the other one's a doctor.
The other one's a doctor, yeah.
So I mean, like that's kind of like Colonel, Sergeant, Major.
Oh, we're getting into some slash fiction now.
I know. I'm just gonna after the show. We're gonna wait. Adam's gonna write it up in about 2.5 hours. It's gonna be 7 paragraphs long, and it's gonna be Captain Jack walks into the room, slightly strokes his ear, and tells him, "Baby, I just want to live throughout time with you." And then a weeping angel gets into it and gets a little freaky.
Oh man,
Jack, weeping angel would come around. Jack would be like, "All right, I'll see you in a few years."
See you in a few years.
I've gone back in time again.
Weeping angel Dalek slash fiction. There we
go.
go.
Oh yeah. Beep boop. I love you.
Turning.
Oh,
just turn off their visuals and then just go like that.
Go at it.
Okay, so female companions. Who is your favorite?
Captain Jack, obviously. I mean, if he's the one who's getting pushed on, that's probably his favorite.
Well, even though John Barrowman is gay, Captain Jack is every sexual.
Omnisexual.
Yeah,
he's
got a hole. He'll sleep with it.
Yeah.
He's got all of the sex.
Females. I kind of like some of the one episode companions, like the doctor's daughter.
Yeah, she was cool.
Was hot.
Yeah.
While we're on that, like, I've heard constant rumors that like once he dies finally, or he has his ending, and like even the show, good or bad, they're just gonna continue Doctor Whoette, and it's gonna be his daughter. That's like every single thing. I had to prep because, like I said, I'm not a Doctor Who guy, so I'm going on like Doctor Who like fan forums, like what the show? Why do people love it so much? And that's the thing that's the answer that keeps slapping me in the face is just like yeah, it's cool when he dies and that last regeneration comes out of him, but then it's just gonna be his daughter for like another 20 years.
I don't know. I really don't know how. I don't really think on that kind of stuff. I'm ready. I'm going for the ride.
You're going for the ride?
Yeah.
That's always good though. That's how Star Wars was. So
I'm still waiting for Seth's answer here though.
Oh yes.
I'm enjoying Donna so far.
Okay.
Martha.
A lot of people like Donna and hate Martha. I'm the other way around.
Martha, like, I don't mind her most of the time, but whenever she gets onto the whole, oh God, doctor, why won't you love me? Like, she's a badass.
But I would say at the end with the whole master thing, she becomes a complete badass.
Yeah.
Well, she's got a year.
The Sound of Drums is one of my favorite episodes as well. Yeah.
Just sitting around reminiscing.
I mean, I have jokingly done the tab so much it's become an actual tick to me. I'll sit and be like, just you can't hear this, but I'm actually doing the drums. But
he's sitting there on his pant leg, just a dun 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 dun.
Yeah, though.
Oh God. Oh, and the show stops.
Yes, because I can't see. I have diabetes eyes.
He's got the diabetes eyes.
Though of the companions I've gotten to so far, like a lot of people hate on
the
Rose.
new girl actually looks pretty cool. If you saw the
yeah, I've seen a picture. Yeah.
Well, if you saw the first episode this season, she appears in it. She's pretty awesome. But continue.
But like of the companions that I've gotten up to, everyone like hates on Rose.
I love Rose.
Well, maybe it's just a small minority, but like people hate on Rose, but you have to give her the benefit of being the introductory companion.
Right.
And also
they can only evolve from her.
Yeah. In universe, she comes from pre-alien contact on Earth. So she has no idea about aliens. She doesn't know they exist or anything, and she's suddenly thrust into this world. As opposed to like Martha, who already knows.
Thrust.
Yeah.
Once again, we haven't even reached 5 dick jokes this episode. We're doing good.
No, because we're doing it right this
time.
We're
classing it up.
I'll just throw in the David 10-inch joke then.
Oh, wow.
Dun, dun, dun. That's 2.
I had to.
Pop in the face.
It's like the alien mouth.
Exactly. We're just waiting for Adam just to be like, Doctor Who. Oh, God, my eye. Oh, and once again, we're staring at it.
Yes. Yeah, Donna's attitude is amazing.
Oh yeah, Catherine Tate is hilarious. Anyway, I mean, she's what saved the decline of The Office.
She saved the entire Office by herself.
Yeah,
single-handedly.
But you were saying Martha, was in the alien.
Yeah, Martha comes from post-alien encounter Earth, where in universe she knows that aliens exist. So when the whole hospital gets lifted up and sent to the moon, she's like,
"Oh well, it's happening now." Yeah.
Well, fuck, this sucks, but what am I gonna do? Aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Then Donna is just drunk every time aliens come to Earth.
So with that now, so we have Doctor Who, we have the reason why you guys like it, we have what you guys expect for the season, but where does it rank among your sci-fi fantasies? Like,
oh God.
I mean, I know you personally, Adam. You have such a I'm going to use hard on third dick joke for Alien and that entire series, Ridley Scott in general. That's sci-fi. I mean, that's high fantasy, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're looking at Doctor Who as being that quintessential it could happen type environment.
Right.
Like where are you guys at for that? Like what if we were to look at is Doctor Who making the top 5? Is it making
definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it number 1 on the list on both counts or I need to know if I need to spend the next 17 months just watching every episode, just like, okay.
Well, if you haven't, then you need to.
God,
it won't take you 17 months.
Don't worry about the old ones though. Don't worry about the old ones. If you want to watch the Tom Baker stuff is great. But all the other Doctors are bleh. So
that's what you said though got you into it. You watched season 1, and season 1 was just, you needed to be part of this universe, this mythos.
Well, no, season 1 of the reboot.
Oh, the reboot.
Yeah,
they did.
2005.
Okay. Just gonna clarify, I'm the newbie here. Like I'm sitting here at rank 1. You guys are like 7-star generals of Doctor Who.
I'm not.
No, I actually did used to watch. I actually did used to watch the black and white Doctor Who's, waiting for Red Dwarf to come on, and I didn't watch them by choice.
It was like the Rugrats of your day.
Yeah, it was just like something that I love Rugrats, by the way.
Rugrats.
I was just doing it to wait for, because I had to watch Red Dwarf on public television, so I just watch it. So
yeah, so you saw the Doctor Who beforehand. You're like, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
and when they did the reboot, you were just like, why did I not spend more time on this?
I'm like, oh, they did it right now. I get it. But it's definitely my top 5. The Alien series, even though some of them are questionable, the universe is my absolute favorite in sci-fi. I have to say number 2 would have to be Star Wars, just because I grew up with it. I actually saw the 2/3 of the original series in the theater.
I forget how old you are all the time.
Yeah,
you can't see it at home with this camera. This camera's actually nice, and it's an HD camera, I'm pretty sure. But Adam does have a little bit of gray going on.
I do have the gray tuft.
Yeah, he gets that touch of gray over at the Sam's Club and the Walmart, and he combs that through his hair out there.
Number 3 is tough.
No Trekkie makes the top 3.
I'm thinking Trek would be 3.
Maybe Trek, yeah.
I do love
with all of the rubber masks.
I love all of the seasons, all of the series, even Enterprise, even Voyager. Although nothing
we're losing fans quicker.
Nothing
and quicker.
can compare to Deep Space Nine, so I'll put it that way.
Space Nine. Who lives there? Deep Space Nine.
Wait, what? No, stop paying
You've never heard this?
Surfside 6.
Surfside 6. Who lives there? Young bachelors in Miami Beach.
Do I actually have to go through 4 and 5? Jesus.
Yeah, 4 and 5. Is it Doctor Who the 4th or the 5th?
Come on, man.
Which Doctor is he?
Oh, I thought. Oh no. Doctor Who would be number 3.
Number 3.
Behind,
so you got
behind Aliens,
Star Wars,
Doctor Who, Star Trek, and then number 5.
Dun 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 dun.
Dune.
Dune, really?
Yes.
Not you're just gonna throw Tremors in there or something?
No. Actually, no. I absolutely adore the Dune book series. I love the movie.
Yeah.
Movies. I like the regular and the extended edition. So
Tremors is somewhere down below. All
I love
ones.
Tremors though. Tremors is great.
Tremors is one of those movies where you get like the collector's edition. I know a few people that have it, and I'm just like, why do you have the collector's edition of Tremors? And they're just like I just have to have this movie, and you're like, really? That's the movie that's in your collection? Like I can understand going through. And
I have the collection. I have the Tremors collection.
You do the entire set.
Yeah, only for 1 and 4.
It's like the Castlevania games. Like it's like 1, 2, 4. Those are the games.
Yeah,
what happened to 3?
1, 2, or 1, 3 Symphony of the Night. That's all I need.
Yeah, 1, 3.
I'm noticing a lack of a habit of skipping numbers with this show.
Yeah,
we never learned to done their count and such.
Yeah.
I was born with 9 fingers, so obviously that's the size the numbers and alphabets go.
So what about you guys? Well, I know you're just getting into Doctor Who. But,
I'm a newbie. Like
what is
we'll do Seth next.
All right, Seth. What is your top 5 sci-fi?
Don't you touch me with that? You already broke the batteries.
Top 5
choices.
I didn't break it.
What are you doing? I don't even know how this thing works.
God, I don't know how to rank them.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
I can like say out of rank, not in any particular
All right,
order.
yeah, just your top 5.
I guess Doctor Who is up there in the top 5 just because of the expansive universe, because I love expansive universes.
Right, and it's real. That's what I love
Yeah.
about it. It's real, but it's not.
I think the Farscape universe is up in there too.
Okay, yeah.
Mass Effect.
Farscape,
Mass Effect universe.
Farscape would be number 6. I didn't count Mass Effect because I was making just movies. alone.
just movies?
Yeah.
Is that,
You don't have to. You don't have
no
to. That's just what I would
no
think.
Firefly in there, really,
yeah.
folks?
That would have
That
to
makes
be,
that makes it my top 5 immediately. I'm sorry.
That would probably be 6 or 7 on mine.
6 or 7, really?
Yeah, that's not in the top 5.
It would be in my top 10.
Just because
Top
of the
10?
lack of alien species and cultures.
I mean, I
Lack
have
of
played.
content?
I have played in 3 Serenity
That
role-playing
too.
games. So
Yeah. So you know what you're doing at least with it. But okay, so you've got the Farscape universe, you got Doctor Who, you've got what else we got?
Mass
here?
Effect.
Mass
Effect,
Effect, you got
Serenity.
Serenity. What do we got for number 5? Fill your 5 slot here. This is like a fantasy football draft. And for you kids at home, fantasy football is a thing with like a sport and such.
yeah, it's role-playing. It's role-playing for jocks.
Yeah, it's role playing for jocks and nerds like us who actually like football.
Yeah,
That's right. Nerds can like sports.
I do fantasy
I
football.
don't think I'd put Star Wars up in there.
You wouldn't put Star Wars in your top 5?
No.
It's okay.
What does it get beat out by? That's what I want to know.
You youngins hate Star Wars. It's okay.
I don't hate
I
it.
love Star
It's
Wars.
just,
What are you doing?
I don't have the same attraction to some old fart.
Exactly.
Like you,
The-
that
the old-
saw
the
it
old
in
guy.
You
theater.
don't have an attraction to me. That's good.
With his crazy
You're
diabetes
much
eyes.
too old for me.
Oh,
And
goodness.
diabetes. You're gonna
Got
die
them-
before me.
Got them diabetes eyes.
Um,
You got the chocolate cake eyes.
I don't know what I put in number 5.
You wouldn't know what you put on number 5?
I can't think of.
He's got
something right now.
wild
I
card
got-
at number 5.
No Battlestar Galactica. No Stargate.
Oh, Stargate SG-1.
Stargate.
Oh.
I like it.
I'm
but
just
I
trying
can't
to
really
throw
get
it. I'm
into
throwing
it.
things out
Throwing
there.
some names in there.
God damn it.
Predator.
I'm under so much pressure now.
Arnold
Predator
Schwarzenegger's-
goes in with the aliens universe though.
Yeah, it does.
Sort
It's
of.
in the same.
Is that in your top 5?
mythos.
Not if you count Prometheus, because that completely negates the AVP.
Throws it all out of the
yeah.
whack. You're telling me there's predators that don't. Wait a second. They made them? Wait a second. No, they didn't.
Confused.
Ridley Scott, you are a mystery in yourself. Oh, goodness. Anyway,
No Blade Runner. No.
no fucking Dread?
No.
Read the comics, kids. Oh.
By the way, if another point here, if you haven't checked out Warehouse 13, it is a fantastic sci-fi show.
It actually is really good.
I just started getting into it.
I've been watching it. I can actually
And
go, I've watched more episodes than Adam then. I'm sorry, you have like stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm still in season 1. So.
Oh yeah, I believe it's I want to say it's Warehouse 13. It's the one with Felicia Day, and there was a
anything with Felicia Day, I'm in.
I'm completely in. There was that
the reason I played through Dragon Age 2 again
was for Felicia Day.
Yes.
You had to bed her over and over and over, and then stop, and then over again.
and she's voiced and molded after her.
Oh yeah, so you're just good.
Great.
It's the only reason why people watch The Guild in the first place, or even got into that show. Like, yeah, the
much.
humor's great and the writing's pretty, very like.
Oh, you mean it had the hot chick from Dr. Horrible? I'm gonna watch that.
The
Hell
one that
yeah.
died.
Yeah.
The one that died.
Well, of course it's Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you gonna do with that? No, Felicia Day too, and I know in that she's mentioned like Warhammer 40K, things like that. Just made like dumb little off the cuff like nerd
Yeah.
references. I'm just like I love that you're getting away with that in your writing staff. Like there's no more writer's strike, and you're still just like,
Yeah.
can we add this? And they're like, no. And she's like, I'm the hottest redhead nerd in the entire universe currently. Okay, so what do you want to talk about this week? Like they just give her like these little one-liners that she's like, yeah, that wormhole's like a chaos vortex from Warhammer 40K, and you're just like, wait a second. Wait a second, this whore knows what she's doing.
Yes. Wow.
That's a bit harsh.
No. I use that term. Let me just clarify that. When I say the word whore, I'm not referring to that she's sleeping around Hollywood or anything like that. It's just anyone who's using their own personal looks and the fact that they are a beautiful redhead who is, captivating hearts of nerds everywhere to pretty much escalate her fame. It's bad when you're on your tabletop on that YouTube channel. Hey, we go. There's a Felicia Day episode during Munchkin. Like as soon as I saw the title, I'm just like, oh, they're playing Munchkin this week. That's neat. And they're like, with Felicia Day, I'm like, well, I guess I'm watching the whole thing from start to finish. Like it's a bad guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so continue.
Continue. Where?
Yes.
Oh, I have to do my top
Yeah,
five
you
now.
have to do your 5.
My top 5. We'll start from number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5 for sci-fi fantasy for me.
Cinco
de Mayo. is a day.
V if you're Roman.
Cinco de Mayo. As far as like sci-fi fantasy, I actually am a big fan, like you said before, of actually like the realistic fantasy. My number 5 slot probably goes to post-apocalyptia a little bit. I'm actually a big fan as far as sci-fi for the Borderlands-esque / like Fallout series type things.
Okay.
Like
Mad Max.
Kind of, yeah, the Mad Max, the Thunderdomes, that kind of thing. Those kind of like mythos, those stories are always like hilarious to me. I kind of like the grimace of folks looking around and them going, it's the worst it can possibly be, but here's a joke, and you're just like, that's good. Like when you've got
like in Fallout, it goes back to the 50s lifestyle.
Exactly, yeah. They all go back and they're all in zoot suits and just like, hey Johnny, what you doing? And you're like, what are you doing? It's just like you have a laser pistol with a coin. Like, what are you doing here? So that probably be me for me. Number 4, I'm probably gonna do the quintessential cop out here, but it's probably gonna be the Green Lantern as far as sci-fi is concerned.
Okay.
Like DC universe aside, like I mean you have Clark Kent, he's a Kryptonian, things like that. But you look at what it's done as far as like sci-fi technically, and you see all the different alien races. They've really fleshed out the universe. They've done a good job at it. It's one of those things as far as sci-fi is concerned. I'm really high up there. For me, 3 obviously I got to throw Serenity in there.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of it. It actually makes that high on my list. With me, probably number 2, I would say. Number 2, we're probably looking at, and also just so I can clarify, the post-apocalyptic. I'm also throwing Dread under there.
Okay, yeah,
that's kind of like the carpet number 5 spot for me.
Good.
With that, I gotta say, number 2, Jesus.
Number 2 is Jesus.
Number 2 is Jesus.
Everyone's
the Bible,
favorite sci-fi character.
It's my favorite sci-fi thing.
Yes.
No. My
Noah.
No. Wait a second, you whore.
So are we just gonna go with the Bible?
We're just gonna the Bible, greatest sci-fi genre ever.
That's right.
No, number 2 actually goes
best sci-fi anthology ever.
two time traveling, Back to the Future.
Oh, I even forgot about Back to the Future.
That's my number 2.
It's like one of my absolute favorite series. It's like the perfect trilogy. And I totally forget about it.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. I'm like that's probably like it. When I saw those movies as a kid, I rewatched them as a young adult. I've rewatched them as a 20 plus something. You know, I'm looking at it.
I saw
now.
Back to the Future in the theater.
God damn it, you were old.
I was here when Ben Franklin invented electricity with his diabetes
I was there
eyes.
holding the kite.
Although I was 5.
I was the kite.
I do remember going to the theater and seeing it.
Oh goodness.
Ben
But no,
Franklin
that's honestly my number 2. My number 2 with that is I like this thing. It glows green and everything. I like it. It's emerald light.
Yes.
But no, my number 2. You take this away from me. I'm gonna break it. My number 2 would be the Back to the Future series. The once again the realistic sci-fi. Like that's why I can kind of get behind the Doctor Who theory we have there. Number 1, it's my biggest cop out. It's got to go to Star Wars.
Okay,
like,
yeah, I knew that.
I'm sorry,
coming.
it's a sucker. Like I'm such a sucker for Star Wars. It's one of those things. Once again, I yell at and I go, just shut up and take my money.
Exactly.
Like I knew, like going into it, I saw I've seen 4, I've seen 5, I've seen 6. I have them in DVD, I have them in Blu-ray. I had them when they remastered them. I had it when Han shot first. I have it when other people are shooting first.
Han shot only.
Han shot.
He didn't shoot first. He shot only.
The end. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of what they're doing now with like some of the books, what they did with the story of Luke after the Death Star.
I do like the I'm gonna interrupt you here. I get a lot of stigma from people because I can't stand anything Timothy Zahn's ever written.
Really?
I think he is a terrible writer. I love Kevin J. Anderson. The Jedi Academy series was amazing.
I do like the Knights of Old Republic-esque, like all the Academy and things like that.
But I just had to throw that in there because I can't stand Timothy Zahn. I know there are a couple of people. I have a good Timothy Zahn story. Maybe in our Star Wars episode, I'll bring a guest in. And we'll talk about
why don't we
that.
do that? We'll set up there and kids stay tuned. We'll start listing off. We'll come up maybe like this week or maybe the next week. Like once a month we'll do like a themed episode.
We need too much CGI for that Star Wars episode.
It's just us coming in.
In fact,
won't even be here.
Anyone listening and watching and doing both, if you have any type of theme that you want us to discuss, we will definitely try and do that.
Send it to us, subscribe, or follow us on Twitter.
On Twitter, Nerd_O-Rama.
Nerd-O-Rama. On Facebook, Nerd-O-Rama.
On Facebook. And you can email us at nerdoramafl@gmail.com.
And actually, we can tell them now, too. With that, I know we've talked to Nolan about it. Pretty soon there's going to be a Nerd-O-Rama page. We're going to have our own little website.
Right. Pretty soon that will be up and running.
Fancy.
Yeah, you'll be able to comment and stuff, and we'll be doing cool things. We might take calls for prizes and stuff maybe in the
Yeah,
near
why not?
future or whatever. You know, we're
Hey,
working it.
I figure the way we're looking at, we're in episode 5. We're doing better. I'd like to say,
right,
a little bit
much
of
better,
much better than the episode that didn't exist, the one that came after 3, that gray area.
Much better than Meat Spin.
Oh God, don't even mention its horrible name. No, don't you do it. But no, we are looking at it now, and it's kind of like I'm just feeling that if we sucker it up to Neil and we just keep mentioning Emerald City every single episode.
By the way, Emerald City Comics.
It can be found McMullen Boothins.
McMullen Boothins.
Or Seminole Boulevard.
Or Seminole Boulevard.
By the way, if you want to check out a cool Nerd-O-Rama poster, they have it on the wall over at Emerald City 2 on McMullen Booth and Enterprise.
Of course.
Thank you, Chad.
Hell yes. We have it right up there, and it's ready for everyone to view, look at, and have a great day. But with that, I do think that we could look at it as far as maybe getting themed episodes once a week, and I mean, we're all good. I think that'd be a good little stopping point here. And what do we have here? I mentioned Nolan, his ears just burn instantly. For you playing at home, and for people who haven't watched the unnamed episode, the computer screen you have in here is actually a Mac that is linked to Nolan's front desk. So with that, anything he types moves into while he's looking at any type of naked pictures of his wife, anything of that sort. We get to see it on the show and watch it and just laugh. So with that, we do have that. We do have.
I'm not giving them their 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're not giving 10 minutes. He's reprimanding us for mentioning Emerald City without them actually paying us to do it. But it's one of those things. I think, Adam, didn't you used to work at EC?
I did.
Yeah, so it's kind of like one of those, like, it's our place of gaming, our locally place. So it's gonna be great. It's a.
Here's the Nerd-O-Rama.
We're saying it backwards. Got it. We're City Emerald. Yep. That's what we got to do now.
City Emerald.
But anyway, so what do we got here, you guys? Final thoughts. I know we're closing in at 2:30. We're at 2:30 right now, or 12:30.
Yeah.
What do we got? Final thoughts for the episode.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I know I gotta go. I gotta go watch like the next 5 episodes or the last 5 episodes of Doctor Who. Then I can come back and be like, I actually kind of understand it, or I can go, you guys are fucking crazy.
I want to
marathon through it.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in for the actual Doctor Who episode. I hope it was Doctor Who-y enough for people.
If not, I mean, next.
If not, we'll start again after the Christmas special.
No, screw that. We're just not gonna appease the fans. We'll just in the future there may be something, and you can wait for the next 12 years for all of our regenerations to go through for Doctor Who to come back.
The gauntlet has been thrown down. Anyway, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and anyone else have anything they want to say?
Seth, what do we got? Final thoughts. Come on, buddy. Genius.
How do you spell that?
That was all of the intelligence right there.
Yes.
I don't know how to top that. Anyway, so what do we have? Do we finally have a sign off? I just always feel like we just kind of end these episodes like, keep your butthole tight, like, and just like cut to black. Like
we don't have a sign off. We've got kind of a slogan we're working on. You know, Nerd-O-Rama. If it's a show by any other name, it's not that show.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
It'll probably get better.
So on my end here, once again, this is.
You are Josh.
I am Josh.
Yes, that is Josh.
I am Josh. This is Seth.
Yes, I am Seth.
And we have king host of it all.
Old guy.
My name is Adam Old Guy.
King of the diabetes eyes.
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and hopefully we'll have some sort of theme next week. If not, we can talk like we get again. So tune in next week.
Thanks for watching, guys, and see ya.
Get these morons off the air.
Yeah. I'm taking you off the air. I think you're having a breakdown.
You've been listening to Nerd-O-Rama. Visit nerdcoreradio.com. Till next time, just remember...
It's pornography! No. The Supreme Court says it's not.
We should do this again. I think it was very constructive.
Get these morons off the air.